Hey my beautiful souls, it's your girl Tina Marie J. So guys, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing alright. It's like it comes in waves. My emotions are really funny, but I'm doing okay. I'm happy, I'm thankful, I have a lot of gratitude. I'm here, so that means the most to me. For this video, I just wanted to kind of update you guys a little bit on my own life, my relationship, what's been going on with my relationship. If you're new to this channel, I have a whole backstory. You might want to catch up a little bit, but welcome to the channel. I appreciate you guys so much, and for those of you who've already been subscribed and been with me for a while, I really appreciate you guys for coming on this journey with me. I love you all so much. You guys are amazing. A while back I did a video where I spoke about my relationship, my marriage, and I had told you guys and my husband and I decided that we're gonna get separated. So this decision came way before this whole pandemic happened, before everything that's been going on is so insane, this entire energy shift we've been going through in the world. My life felt like it was gonna change, but after this whole thing happened with the pandemic, my life definitely feels like it's changing. Everyone's life is changing. So because of what's been going on in the world right now, and we are raising 2 girls and we're trying to be easy and careful about the way that we do things, we have put a halt to that. We have pretty much just been trying to give each other as much space as we could, and things between us have been a little up and down. We are cordial for the most part. We get along for the most part. We are going through our own separate journeys. So as you guys know, I'm not one of these YouTubers who come on here for clicks and views, just trying to tell every single detail of my life just so that I can get subscribers and views and all that stuff. Like, I'm not here for that. Anything I share, any content I ever put out, I'm always gonna make sure that I have the highest and most best intentions, and I'm very genuine in what I do, because I do take my channel and I do take anything that I do pretty seriously. So my only intention is to help people. Therefore I will only share what I feel comfortable sharing, and I'm not ever gonna come on here and bash my husband or say anything that he's ever done or anything that I've ever done. I'm not here for that. However, I do definitely hope that whatever I do share, that it is gonna help somebody, even if it's just one person. That means the world to me, and I really do truly mean that. So that's why I appreciate you guys so much. So as I was saying, we had decided that we were gonna go our separate ways, and this is something that we are still going for, even though things have been kind of crazy. New York is calming down now, so we're starting to slowly reopen out here, so it's getting a little bit better in that sense. I want you guys to know a little bit more about me, where I came from, what has made me the woman I am today, the Tina Marie J that I am today. So my relationship with my husband started when I was 17 and a half. Literally shortly after I graduated high school, I met him, and when I was 18, my dad was sick. My dad was sick for a while, but when I was 18, he got more sick and he passed away. After my father passed away, I did not know who I was. I did not know anything, and I did not care. I was not careful with myself or even careful with my heart, and I broke. A huge part of me really died when my father passed away. I didn't know how to handle, I didn't know how to deal, I didn't know how to grieve in a healthy, proper way. I did get a little bit of counseling at the time because I was severely depressed. A lot of things went downhill, and I felt like I needed to fill a void in my heart, because I felt like I wanted someone that I could hold on to that would stick around. So I got pregnant, and I was 19 when I got pregnant. We had our first daughter. 22, I got pregnant again. Shortly after I gave birth, me and my husband got engaged, and within 6 months we got married. Before we got married, we was together for 5 years, so I really thought I knew him. He really thought he knew me. We knew each other, but we knew our younger selves. Like, we knew who we were for that time being. We didn't know anything about being parents. We didn't know anything about being husband and wife. We didn't know anything about anything. We were still very young, but we did what we could with what we knew and with what we had learned growing up. And we tried our best, and I could say, like, we definitely did get through a hell of a lot, and we, as parents, we definitely did succeed in a lot of areas, and I'm pretty proud of us for what we have been able to accomplish so far with our kids. On the 20th of this month, we made 11 years. It has been our first ever anniversary that we did not celebrate, so it was a bit weird and kind of like bittersweet, because it felt like an ending and a new beginning at the same time, in a sense, emotionally. But it's still a difficult situation when you've been with someone for such a long time and you know that your time has got to come to a close, because things was never meant to be to begin with, at least not for the rest of our life. And the reason why I say this is because he and I have always been two totally different people. We've always wanted very different things. We've always had very different outlooks on life. I can say that as friends, we're really good, but as a relationship, it's always been a huge struggle. And now as adults, we're coming to this realization and acceptance where we see that we have always been two different people, and we've always kind of forced this thing to work. Because as I said, we were young when we got married, and I'm not trying to blame everything on me being young. Our relationship before we got married was pretty toxic. It actually did start to get a little bit better after we had gotten married, because then that's when we joined the ICOC and a lot of things changed. It got better for a very short, brief period of time, and then it got even worse again. So I say all this to say that in my relationship, I've always been Tina. I've always been Tina, and I've always fought Tina. I've always tried to fight who Tina is. I've always tried to be someone that he wanted me to be, or someone that my mom wanted me to be, or someone that my family wanted me to be, someone that people in the ICOC wanted me to be. And I didn't know who I was. I knew who I was naturally, but I didn't really know who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be. All I knew was that I just wanted to be me, and whoever me was, that's what I wanted. But like I said, I was always fighting me. I was always fighting me, and I was always trying to live up to others' expectations. I have grown a lot. From 23 to 34, I am a totally different person. What really made me come to the realization of who I really am was leaving Christianity. Leaving the ICOC was a step. But then once I also realized that I didn't believe in a lot of the stuff that I was taught, and I didn't believe in a lot of the stuff that I was saying I believed in. I always had my own mind, my own thinking. Once I had realized that, I just gravitated naturally. And I liked it. And I went on my own journey, my own emotional journey, where I became more one with myself, and I began to learn who I was, who I am as a woman, and what I want, and putting a lot of things into perspective. Leaving religion will put a lot of things into perspective for you. It really can, because then you start to really see who you are, rather than who you've been trying to be all your life, or who other people have told you you're supposed to be all your life. So I didn't have anyone to tell me who to be when I left religion and when I left the church. That only made it easier for me to be able to continue forth and rediscover who I am. But in that process of rediscovery, my husband then began to go on his own rediscovery journey, which is what he's going through right now. So now we're both on our own separate journeys, yet we're supposed to be together. And I feel like everything definitely does have purpose behind why it happens. A lot of things have reasoning behind why it happens the way that it does. The person I am now, I think this is probably the person I should have always been, but at the same time, I couldn't be this person at 18, 19, or even 23. I just couldn't. I've gone through so many heartbreaks, and I've gone through loss, and I never allowed myself the chance to really heal from a lot of things that I've had to go through in the past within my relationship and even outside of my relationship. Sometimes our journeys ends up separate, and if you're in a relationship with someone that you're totally different. Like me and my husband, one thing about us that's never changed is we've always been opposites. Always. And I'm fine with opposites. Opposites do attract. However, we've also always been so different in the sense where we always wanted different things. It's important that when you get into a relationship, you give yourself time to really truly know the person. Even though we was together for 5 years, building a family at a young age and thinking that marriage would be the answer and that would be the end all for everything else and would solve problems, or thinking that things would just magically work itself out, that's not the way to do it. I don't regret anything because it made me who I am, and it made me smarter, and made me more wise, and made me realize what I want and what I don't want. So I don't regret it at all. But you have to really know who you are, and you have to know who the other person is, because if you don't know who you are and you don't know who they are, you're going to be in a relationship that you don't know nothing about. Now we're both in this really weird place in our own separate lives while we're still kind of together, where he is learning himself and he's discovering himself. I'm doing the exact same thing, but we're doing it in our own different way, and we're doing it in our own path. But I definitely wanted this relationship, and at a young age I forced a lot of things in this relationship, and I never allowed myself to heal or to really truly grow. Now 11 years later, I am seeing a lot of these things, and I'm seeing things that I didn't see before. Like, I am seeing that I do still have things that I need to face, and I still have a lot of healing. I still have a lot that I need to work on for me, and sometimes it's hard to do that if you're in an unhealthy relationship with somebody and you cannot find peace. That only will make things worse, and when you have kids involved, you don't want that to affect them. So I have had people tell me I should make this work, I have to make this work for the kids, and my whole thing with that is you can't always make everything work for your kids. People are probably gonna hate to hear me say this, but it's the truth. If you feel like you've held on so much and to a point where it feels like it's killing you even to hold on for them, what are you holding on for at this point? Because all that's going to happen is your kids are going to grow up thinking that this is how a relationship should be, and they're going to go getting into relationships that don't serve them, thinking, well, I love this person, I have to hold on. And that's not the case. It's not the case at all. It was just me and my mom growing up. I'm an only child, and I always told myself, when I have a family, I'm going to make sure that we're married, I'll make sure we're together, and I'll make sure my kids don't go without a dad, because I know what it's like not to have my father around like that. So I've always felt like I wanted to have a relationship where I could make sure that my kids had both parents there, a whole family. And who doesn't want that? Everybody wants that. Right now, I'm just in a place in my life where I am on my own journey, and I cannot force my journey to become a part of somebody else's, and I cannot dim my light anymore. I refuse. I'm in a place in my life where I'm no longer living for anyone else, not even for him. I'm living for me at this point, because my kids need to see that, and my kids need to grow up, and they need to know what that is. I'm raising 2 girls. I am not perfect. I am not a perfect mom. I'm definitely not a perfect wife. I'm not a perfect friend. I'm not a perfect anything. I never claimed to be perfect, but I do try my best. And my only thing that I really want for us is I just don't want to lose the friendship, because like I said before, my husband and I do have a good friendship, but when it comes to relationship and love, we struggle. We've always struggled. It's just one of those weird things where, you know, when you really love someone, but you also know you're just deep down, you've always known that you were just not really made for each other, or not necessarily good for each other. He wants something that I can't give. He wants something that I don't even know how to provide. I want something that I can't get from him, and I am not going to ask him to be someone that he's not for me, and because I refuse to be someone that I'm not for him. I've tried that for many years and I've given up. I feel more confident, I feel more bold, I feel like I can do it. I've always been afraid of being by myself, especially after my dad passed away. I was afraid of being alone, I was afraid of not having anyone. Now I'm just at such a different place in my life where I don't fear these things, because I know that I'm not gonna be alone. I know I'm gonna be fine. I really, really do truly know. I don't know what the future is gonna hold. I really don't, and I don't want to speak on that just because of the fact that you never know what happens. And I don't want anyone to ever come back into my video and try to twist anything I say. So I always try to be careful what I do say and what I do share. I definitely want the best for him. I want him to have a happy relationship. I want him to be happy. I want him to be with someone that he feels that compatibility with, someone he feels understands him and is just right. And when you know, you just know, and I'm not that person for him. So I'm okay with that. I'm getting to that place where I'm finally becoming very much so okay with it being this way, because I said from the beginning that I would share my journey, and that's what I've done from the beginning on this channel. I just hope that it can help other people, and that people could see these things happen. These things happen, and especially women. For my women who are listening, my beautiful queens, just know that you're not the only one if you're going through relationship problems. Just know that you're not the only one who may be feeling any kind of doubt or fear, or feeling like you're just never enough, or feeling like you can never do enough, you can never be good enough. You gotta be a mom, you gotta be a wife, you gotta be, or you gotta be a girlfriend, you gotta be so many things at one time. You have to be this person. Once you finally take a step back and you really see who you are, that's when it'll be easier for you to say, this is who I am, and now from here, what do I need to do for me? How am I going to help me? How is this situation, how's this relationship gonna grow? How's it gonna help us? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much my update, guys. Please leave respectful comments. Anything disrespectful will get deleted. I'm not here for that at all. I really appreciate you guys all so much. I love you guys all so much. Any other update I have for you guys, I'll make sure that I let you guys know. We all go through stuff, and you know what? That's okay. As long as you're learning, you're growing. I don't regret anything. I love him a lot. I just also love me a whole lot. I'll see you guys next video.